Hey guys, GhazzyTV here with another Path of Exile video, and in this one I'm going to tell you what I believe is going to be the meta ascendancy for the upcoming approach of minion builds in general in Path of Exile. We saw this Reddit post where they're saying that the Guardian is going to be the saving grace. Now, I've talked about this multiple times over with the change to Unnatural Strength turning into Unholy Might, which is taking away a universal buff from the Necromancer and turning it into a more niche approach, which will function very well for physical damage dealing minions like Holy Relic, Zombie, Herald of Purity, Phantasms, Enemy Weapon, etc. It will work very, very well with poison builds. However, this node has never changed. And in the past, we have played Occultist minion builds, we have played Guardian minion builds, we have played... No, I'm just kidding, we never played Scion minions. So basically, this is not the main reason we're playing Necromancer Ascendancy. The reason most of the other builds has turned into Necromancers has less to do about the natural strength and more to do about the necessity of scaling defensive layers compared to the past. A high-budget, really good build in the past basically killed everything before it took any damage. The reason we did that was because we didn't need any defensive scaling modifiers. We could go in with a glass cannon and kill all the in-game content. The problem is, with aspirational content such as the flawless breach zones, we have uber bosses now as well. We have 30 wave simulacrum. Suddenly, defensive layers is a necessity even in softcore leagues. The main reason most of the builds turn into Necromancers is because we have the biggest source that we can get for block chance through Mistress or Sacrifice, which is why I also feel that the Spirit Offering change feels a bit so-so. So the main reason we moved into Necromancers is because of Mistress of Sacrifice. Now, if they killed this, they would have killed Necromancer. This would have destroyed the Ascendancy. Now, I don't want to say more balanced, but it's going to be rather interesting to see how this turns out. So I would have wished that they would have changed something else with this Necromancer Ascendancy to create this scenario, but it's giving the same result as they are looking for, which is to create more variety within the Ascendancy choices for minions. At the same time, it's not. It's just shifting it to another area. So the problem with this is now that the good thing is that it creates variety, right? So in this case, we're looking at Occultist, we're looking at Guardian, but the problem is this is still the main reason we want to go with this for minion builds. So the solution is to go Scion of all fucking things. It's crazy. Reason why is simple. Necromancer Scion gives us the Mistress of Sacrifice and the other nodes that we want. And there are plenty of options that we can run for this on low budget, but also even more options for higher budget, because if we go for the Guardian, well, lo and behold, we get the Onslaught, which is the main reason we would go for the Guardian. Now we can get both of them. Not to mention the extra skill points, which is very popular. We also get some extra stats. Now you have another choice, and that is when it comes to the Forbidden Jewels. Now, Forbidden Jewels for Scion either gives you the access to the Unleashed Potential or one of the other Ascendancy choices, which means you can combine this with something as crazy as, say, a Pathfinder. Now, a Pathfinder allows you to have better flash generation for builds that uses Writhing Jar, for example. You can go for a Raider to get spell suppression, movement speed, and facing. But most importantly, you can actually pick up the Deadeye, which increases the effect of your marks, which is not reduced by the effectiveness of the curses applied on bosses. But most importantly, this shit gives you Tailwind to you and allies. So now you can have Onslaught, Necromancer with a Mistress, and Tailwind at the same fucking time by simply going Scion. This is also cheap, and the reason it's cheap is because of this. You can choose to run any of the 3 Forbidden Jewels.
Excuse me, did you know that I can save you 18 skill points?
And the reason we can do any of the 3 options is very simple. The tree, generically, depending on what the changes, is 3 wasted points. You go out for 1, 2, and 3. Those 3 are wasted. The tree normally passes in this area, which means 1, 2, 3 works on the Guardian as well, which allows us to spend the remaining points on either Path to Witch or Path to Templar, which means that the Forbidden Jewel can either be the Deadeye or the Necromancer or the Guardian, which allows us to have a vastly bigger or very huge supply to match the demand for the builds that want to push the budget up to this point. So there are 3 different versions of the Forbidden Jewels you can go for. So if you get the Deadeye one, well, you spec into these 2. If you get the Necromancer one, well, you spec in here and you manually go here, which would actually be better because this gives you 40 dexterity and intelligence is only for the mirror tier versus going CI approach, which is pretty crazy. So this gives you 3 options to do this, and it's absolutely insane with the layers you can get. Now, for other builds, say Dominating Blow, for example, you have things like Taunt and Hit. If you go in for that, you have a chance to fortify. I still think this is going to be trash for it. I'm just saying that there are options, such as increased max chance for blocking, increased block, blind enemies on attack. These things can be working out very well for these type of builds when it comes to the melee version, like Herald of Purity, Law of the Wild, Spectral Wolves. You know, all of these things would work with that as well. And we don't know what's going to happen with the Trickster. But in the end, there are so many options available to you by going Cyan, which gives you the main reason why we went with the Necromancer. So what I believe is going to happen for the meta minion play is that either they will split between Necro, Occultist, or Guardian, and I still believe that the majority of the meta versions of minion builds will simply go Cyan because of the vast amount of power available to us, as that now fulfills all the things you want. The builds that don't want to go there is the ones that really want to benefit from Profane Bloom, which is over here, or the builds that's going to run with Poison because they want to be a Necromancer with a new Unholy Might, because that's 30% of physical added extra chaos, and then they will probably just oil Profane Bloom at that point. Or not oil, sorry, the Forbidden Jewels for the higher budgets. So that's basically my prediction of which Ascendancies minion builds will actually be going for in 3.19. Hope you liked the video. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe for more content, and leave me a comment below what you guys think of it. And, you know, whatever, YouTube algorithm, yada, yada, yada. See you guys in the next one. Till then, stay safe. Keep rocking.